So for today's video, we're going to be tack welding the rod ends together. Same goes to this track bar. The same thing on the other one, which is behind the camera. We're just going to get them tack welded up so we can get the fitment going and just kind of figure out where everything needs to line up. And after that, we're going to cut open this hole so that we can slide this onto the axle housing, and then we can just weld that piece back on, weld the whole thing together, and just kind of get everything ready to fit. So I'll set up a time lapse, kind of show the whole. I'm just gonna tack weld these together for now in case I need to adjust them at all. But go ahead and get that lapse going. Alright, it's a new day, and we're still going to be working on this. Today we're going to be cutting open the flanges, putting in the housing, and just tacking these back on, so that way the housing can still rotate, so we can find the right angle once it's all mounted up, but just so we know it's in there and able to move it around. So we tacked up all the rod ends together, so that way they're actually held together and don't fall apart if you poke them the wrong way. And just to kind of demonstrate how this is all going to work, this is just going to be simulating the housing. So it's going to sit in these holes right here once we cut them open and put them in, re-weld it. And the whole point of this is these two are going to be welded to the frame or the body itself. They're going to be not moving at all. This end is going to be free moving, so say this is the axle tube. Say you go over a bump or any type of thing like that, it's going to be able to move freely up and down. You know, good bit of travel. So you're going side to side, it's uneven, perfect like that. This rod end right here won't let it go, you know, side to side the wrong way. It's rotating like this because normally it'd be welded. So once that's all welded in, we'll square it all up on the car itself. So now we're going to cut it open, throw it in the housing, tack these little pieces back on. We'll be all set to get it ready for the car. we got all those welded on there. Move around a little. Now that they're on there, you can just go ahead and bolt it all back up. It's going to give you the final idea of what it's going to look like and how it's going to operate. Alright, so it's all bolted up onto the housing, roughly where it needs to be sitting. Obviously I'm going to be measuring the distance from flange to flange, making sure these flanges are in the right spot. But for now, it's good enough to kind of demonstrate. So, like we were saying earlier, axle tubes here. These two frame mounts are going to be mounted to the frame. They're not going to be moving at all, so we'll kind of leave them there. But essentially, after every bump, eventually pothole, every turn, the axle will be free to move up and down like that. I don't want to move it too much, but you get the idea. And it can rock a little bit once it's actually like mounted. But essentially, that's the idea behind this whole Frankenstein contraption. It's going to go on a car it's not meant to go on. But for now, I'm going to call it there. I have to work in like an hour, so next video will probably be taking this up to the car in the garage, kind of lining everything up, seeing where it needs to go. I'm going to have to cut some of the body to weld in the frame mounts, but we'll get to that when we get there. For now, adios. Stay safe.